New York's lower Hudson Valley is one of the most beautiful parts of the Northeast. It is one of America's birthplaces, with natural beauty and pristine qualities that were magnets for those arriving here centuries ago. Rockland County became home to the first vanguard of the Industrial Revolution and continued to play a role in corporate wealth creation through the years. New York State's smallest county, Rockland developed at a sleepy but steady pace until roads, bridges, and tracks brought the world here. But for all its historic designation, for all its early industrializing, for all its corporate and civic vision, Rockland had a disease brewing in its midst. There was an enemy arriving that would weave itself into the very foundation of what Rockland County was, or would be. That enemy was, and continues to be, hunger. The fact is, tens of thousands of Rocklanders are not able to adequately feed themselves or their families. There are currently 49 million people who are food insecure, that is to say, unsure of where the next food is coming from. More than 37 million people in the U.S. call on food banks and partner agencies to feed themselves and their families. That means 1 in 6 people are food insecure, and 1 in 8 need emergency food. In New York State, the number of people who are food insecure is 11%, or about 1 in 9. More than 34,000 here in Rockland receive food stamps, more than 11% of us. 10% of all people here live below the poverty line, and a stunning almost 1 in 5 children fall within that statistic.
I've had some trouble, sometimes buying food for my house, and, they've helped me out. They don't give you just one little thing, they give you a good amount that can last you for a while.
How many children need to go to bed hungry before we realize the depth and breadth of the problem in our county? How many of our neighbors have to make critical choices between food and utilities, or housing, or even medicine?
A single mom. My daughter's father was killed 2 years ago. My daughter's 7.5, so she knows I need some help. I don't work much. My parents staying with me. My father doesn't work. He lost his job. He's on unemployment, and she knows that everybody who needs help a little bit.
To have car payments and house payments and everything else, and maybe college payments as well, and then not being able to pay for them all of a sudden, it's absolutely devastating, and people are just, it's shocking for them. And this is, again, why we need something like this, to be able to be there for people to get back up on their feet, until they can put everything back together again.
The numbers are startling, and yet more than half of those people receiving emergency food say the situation is getting worse. Where do they turn in times like we see now? Where do they go for food? They often turn first to the County of Rockland for the variety of services it provides. Various support programs administered by the county do provide vital services to those who are hungry, but more than 100 people a month seeking food stamps are turned away from the county for not meeting poverty guidelines.
I felt awkward at first. I felt weird, but it kind of got better with me because I met people that were worse off than me. So me feeling bad, you can imagine the person who don't have, and is trying to make a living for themselves, how they feel.
The economic situation in the county and in the country has devastated middle-income families. People who never in a million years thought they'd be coming to a food pantry are coming to us for help because they have no choice.
So, many of them turn to People and the dozens of other resources in Rockland for food. In fact, People was distributing food to 450 families in June of 2008, but then to more than 1,300 families just 15 months later.
It's very sad to say, oh, today I don't have for, drink coffee. Maybe you drink one bread with water. You come over here, they give you like coffee, they give you package of bread, they give you meat. So it's hard outside when you don't have nothing. When you don't have nothing for your babies too, Sometimes you have something for your baby, but when you don't have that how you gonna do it? I don't gonna steal. Sometimes people do it, you know?
We've taken steps to utilize the Northeast Regional Food Bank much more than we have in the past. We're using trucks donated by Pfizer to pick up additional fresh fruits and vegetables. We're making more trips to Cornwall. We're storing a lot more food here so that when people come here, we've got food to give them.
Food pantries nationwide are struggling just to remain open these days. Many have difficulties in acquiring food, as well as the financial resources needed to remain open. In fact, more than 65% of food pantries in the country say they are facing issues that could result in their having to shut their doors.
It's just the other morning I came in at 9:30 to start the day and open up the window at reception, and I said good morning to the people who were waiting to be served. And when the lady had her turn, a lady who was there had her turn to come up and get her food sign up, she said, you know, just the fact that you said good morning when you walked in made me feel like a human being. I'm sorry.
The problem is that resources are dwindling while need is escalating. That's the problem. And we need to address it. We need to use our resources more wisely. We need to work together better to be able to provide the food and the services that the struggling people in Rockland County need in order to continue to live here.
People to People and other food pantries are ready to do their part to meet the challenge of feeding the hungry. Assuring that people can eat cannot be an optional undertaking.
I get the feeling of just being very thankful. So I guess I'm sort of tearing up a bit now, but just there for the grace of God go I. And I'm very, very fortunate.
We all know that there's abundant food in the United States of America. That we've got plenty of food, so we need to figure out a way to get it to the people who need it. And whether that's a federal issue or a state issue, I don't know. I can tell you it's not a local issue. It's a much bigger issue. And that's one of the reasons we all need to start to work together, because we need to figure out how to do this better.
Work with us in helping to meet Rockland County's serious hunger issues head on. By working in unity, we grow stronger, more capable, and better prepared to take on the evil of hunger in our midst. Putting a stop to hunger will not only provide one of the most basic of life's needs, it will open the door to helping us take on the many more complex issues that stem from it.
You know, I wish maybe in 1 year I'm gonna say, okay, thank you People to People for helping me. I can work now by myself. I have a little more money. Maybe today I can help you, you know, to give something to other people.
I just really love the feeling of being able to help someone. And just to be able to be kind to them and have someone in their day that they go through, because it must be terribly difficult. I mean, a single mom with six children coming to the window, needing food and clothing. I like to be able to exchange a kind word and have her know that I care.
Because at the end of the day, food is not an option. It's a basic human need.